Hello and welcome to another episode by Travel Family Academy. My name is Marae, and today we are going to talk about why the Instagram algorithm is not your enemy and what you can do to help it help you. Before we get started, don't forget you can always find us on Instagram at Travel Family Academy. We're always hanging out there on the DMs, on our stories, and on our channel. And if you'd like to know more about either traveling with children, the actual practical steps of it, or how to get the money to travel with children, make sure you subscribe below. We post weekly videos and daily shorts where we teach you all things content creation and traveling with little kids. Without further ado, let's talk about why the Instagram algorithm is not your enemy and what you can do to help it help you. I love saying that. Okay, so one of my biggest pet peeves is that people go around making it seem like the algorithm is out to get you. But the reality is the algorithm is not a person. And actually, this year, Instagram released a statement where it actually told everyone that it doesn't use one algorithm, but several algorithms. So the algorithm that picks up your stories is not the same one that picks up your reels or your posts. So in a previous video, I have discussed about the importance of being consistent. And today I'm going to explain to you why consistency makes such a big difference with the algorithm and some steps you can take to make sure the algorithm knows what you want. So when you post, the algorithm basically picks up your content and sends it to people that it thinks are interested in that content. If people don't respond to that content, if those people don't respond to that content, the algorithm automatically goes like, oh, sending it to the wrong place. And it starts trying different avenues or simply stops sending the video to people because the video is not interesting. The content is not interesting. This is why it's so important to know who you're talking to as a content creator. So the things that help the algorithm know that you are posting content and who to send it to. First of all, being very specific about who your content is for. So making all your content relevant to the same type of people and making content that those people want to see. One way to know this is through hashtags, right? So if you're a mom and you're sharing mom life, sharing under the hashtags of mom life and mom related things helps the algorithm know that you are doing mom related things and that want to talk to other moms, right? And then if other moms find your content relevant, they will like it, interact with your content, and therefore the algorithm will know to continue sharing your content with other people like that, aka moms. Now, in 2023, Instagram also has SEO. A lot of us are not used to using SEO on Instagram because we're used to using it on Google, and we think all of it is hashtags, but hashtags are actually not very relevant in 2023, or actually not as relevant as they used to be. Rather than spending time researching hashtags and doing some crazy hashtag strategy and 25 hashtags, I recommend you use 3 to 5 hashtags that pertain to what you're saying, like your actual content, who you're speaking to, and what the content is about. And then I recommend you use SEO. So if your video is titled 3 things that you can do with your toddler in Budapest, then the first sentence of your caption should also be 3 things you can do with your toddler in Budapest. And using those same keywords that you use on your title, on the wording on the screen on your reel, but also on your caption, will tell the algorithm that your content is about toddlers in Budapest. And then if you use the hashtags family travel Budapest or taking kids to Budapest or Budapest with kids, then it further tells the algorithm this is what you want. Another thing you can do is posting consistently at the same time. Now, this doesn't mean you have to set an alarm and change your whole schedule. And when is the time that moms are up? Forget about that. Create a plan that works for you. The whole idea of making money on Instagram and, making money as a content creator is creating a lifestyle and a job that works for you, not the other way around. This nonsense of you have to post 5 times a day and it has to be at 2 p.m. and 8 p.m. and oh my gosh, this is crazy. Instead, focus on creating a schedule that works for you. My suggestion is that you batch create the content before you start creating. Once you have 10, 15 posts ready to go, then you can go ahead and schedule your content, whether you want to do it through the app or actually just create a schedule and you just show up and post it with a time frame that you know that works for you. If your baby's nap from 2 to 4, that's when you post. Until the algorithm picks up, that's when you're posting. It's not going to happen in 1 day or 2. Which brings me to my next point. Be consistent. Nothing was built in a day. Rome was not built in a day. Nowhere else was built in a day. Neither will your Instagram. Yes, you could be one of those super lucky people that gets super popular really fast, but the likelihood of that happening is very slim. And even if you go viral and grow, you still need to show up and be consistent in order to grow a brand and develop a business. So you might as well start learning now. Develop a schedule that works for you. Show up and be consistent. It takes at least 6 months to see some real results on Instagram. You could monetize way before 6 months, but in order for your account to really have that girth that it needs, in order for it to be something of value, you need to put in your time. Content is king, but your content does not need to be the king of content in order for it to reach new levels. Done is better than perfect. The more you get used to posting content that's good out there, the better you'll become. But also the more you post content, the better you'll become. Your content at first won't be great. I don't care who tells you otherwise. It won't be great because you're just starting, and nobody's great when they're starting, right? You may get lucky and get something that performs really well. But again, that's just luck. The more you do something, the better you will become. Stop looking for perfection and waiting for the perfect reel. Stop thinking that everybody's waiting for your reel to show up and is judging you for it. It's probably just your mom seeing it at first anyway. Just show up and post the content. The more you post, the more you'll know what your audience likes. The more the algorithm will learn what you like and what kind of content performs well for your account. The better it can pick up the signals for you, and the better it can help your account grow. Stay off of negativity on Instagram. It is so easy to get caught up with what's not working. Forget about that. Who cares about what's not working? Focus on what is working. Once you post for 30 days consistently, you can then go ahead and look at your analytics and see what worked better, and then double down on that. Sometimes we get into this ego thing of like, oh, I want to post this content. But if it's not performing well, there's a reason for it. Unless this is your calling and the one thing you want to post about, the best way to go is to pick out 2 or 3 content pillars on your niche once you're very well defined on who you're speaking to, and then post as much as you can of all that content for a long period of time. Start with 30 days. And after 30 days, my next point, look at your analytics. The more you get used to seeing your analytics on Instagram, the more you're going to be able to use the algorithm to your favor, because the more you understand how the algorithm works, aka what kind of content is performing how and where, the more of that content you can create so the algorithm continues helping you move forward. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions regarding growth on Instagram, or you want to learn more about this, we've actually created a really awesome guide. It's totally free for you, and it helps you define your niche with over 100 ideas of family travel niche that you can choose for yourself. You can find it down there in the description. Don't forget to subscribe and to go follow us on Instagram at Travel Family Academy. I will see you next week.